So here we are back in Mittenrahm, in the Brakenrahm, inside Mawn. Quite a bit's been done. This whole section now is finished. Well, not like the whole section, but this edge has been done. Probably do that first thing before I forget again. Obviously not that far away from finishing the other half either. You know, you can see that there's a few bits of crying obsidian still needing to be worked on, and I marked out a lot of the green. I think I need to go down a little bit and just make sure there's nothing that should be visible down here. And I still need to do the same for that section. But yeah, it's still going to be a little while. It's going to, you know, a fair amount of time involved still. Got to connect these. Yeah, I am not about it, but I am going to do one final column pillar thing. I honestly couldn't say what point I was at with this. I know we'll take a look in a moment, but I actually stopped a week ago. Only got back to it yesterday, the day before that, because I've actually spent a lot of time doing the lower half of the face, as I call it anyway. It's not really the face. So yeah, up to, is it here? Yeah, it's almost the midpoint essentially. That's been put in place. This one does go up entirely to the central mouth, but I think that one's done as well. This one isn't. I wanted to do the outer edge and then work inwards, so that when I do this, I kind of have a single, you know, I work out how I'm doing it and I can apply it to every side immediately, and not have to be like, you know, a month later do another one. But yeah, the edges have all been done. I think I need to end this better so it doesn't just peer out like this. Well, I mean, it still needs to peer out, but I think I need to merge it slightly better with this section. As you can see, after all the umming and ahhing I did months and months ago, I did actually decide to lift up this part, or keep it lifted up. Followed it through, eventually blended it into the main part. Been doing these bits because on this side I had the presence of mind to actually mark all of the external swirls with the crying obsidian before I began. So I know where most of them are. So you can see it's marked all the way up to the top, while this one has a huge space. So yeah, at some point I'll do the upper half. In fact, actually, I think at a certain point, some of it is done. There's quite a bit done up here already. So I've taken a bit of a shot at covering as well the gone blank, frolights. They're not too bad. I mean, I'm just putting a little extension on. Doesn't really stand out from the side and from the front rather, and you know, I could put some steps in just to block it off a little more. I may have to consider that because it is still just a little bit overly visible. And yeah, so you probably noticed there's a bunch of wood here. Yeah, so the Twitch streamer Game Time with Eric. Can also be found on YouTube when he's live. He took part in the one-shot server, 30-day hardcore multiplayer. And one of the first things he did was built himself a raft. And that shouldn't be there. And then he decided that he liked the raft so much that he roleplayed having sailed it back to his solo world. So he recreated it there. Now, I was like, that's how I'm going to add Eric to my world. I'm going to build his raft. Maybe do a modified version. Don't know. Which I did. I mean, this is modified. It's not quite this big. This 5x7 space. That's the original raft. The copper and logs are all added by me and all of the decoration. Removed the bed, because what I did was I actually built the original raft here and then built a modified version of the raft here, and I put beds in both of them, completely not thinking about what that was going to mean. So then I get back to this, and just as I place the bed, I scroll on to putting the chest in place. That chest. And although I scrolled on to the chest, instead of right-clicking the square next to the bed, I right-click the bed, and, you know, bang. That's available as a short in my here on my YouTube channel. Yeah, a bit of a shock. Totally wasn't thinking about it, wasn't meaning to do it, but yeah, I'm like, well, yeah, I can't afford for that to happen by accident one day, so I just decided I would swap it out for some pale wood. But yeah, so afterwards it was like, Eric does not go to the end. He'll do the minimum amount that he needs to do in order to unlock certain things in the game, but he won't go back. He's had a couple of bad experiences with the end, and he doesn't want to lose his hardcore world for something that he can't control. Of course, we are all brats and constantly bullying him into going back, which he won't do, as I say. So I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I put him in the end in his raft? And I thought it'd be even funnier if I put him in the end on his raft and then shipwreck the raft inside of a giant interdimensional space monster. Because, you know, he thinks bad things will happen to him if he goes back to the end. So we've got spawn egg for the old sniffer, because he made a sniffer on one shot called Doug, which again he recreated when he got back to his own hardcore world. So this is Doug Lass, the daughter of Doug. This is Lord Eris's increased close-upness device. And Eris's sticks, because Eric plays the drums. And the skull of Lord Eris, because, you know, he died here. Eros obviously just a fusion of Eric and Ross. I won't go into explaining that. So then we have Lord Eros's lost diary. Which I'm going to read to you. One man and his Doug. The Diary of Lord Eros. Day 1. The journey goes well. I shall soon have Doug safe in his forever home. Day 3. Success. Doug seems to like his rooftop garden. Don't ask. Day 7. The voices are calling again. They compel me to journey to the end. Nothing good ever comes of that place. Day 13. Go to the end, they said. It will be fine, they said. What happens? I get eaten by a trans-dimensional force of nature. I knew it. Doug seems indifferent to my plight. Day 21. Have successfully grown potatoes. I'm looking forward to mashing them. Day 92. Oh no. I suspect the potatoes are conspiring to kill me, having learned the fate of their brethren. I think Doug may be in on it. Day 97. I have been saved. Doug has bravely eaten all of the potatoes. I knew he wouldn't turn on me. Day 122. Doug is starting to look very thin. I may have to feed myself to him soon. Day 137. Doug is refusing to eat me, despite my every encouragement. I love Doug. You know, because I'm kind of mental. So, I do feel like it needs a slightly little extra. I feel like it doesn't end the way that it's supposed to. Like there should be something afterwards, but I have no idea what at the moment, so I'm stuck with it. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. Obviously it's pretty clear to see what I will be doing. And I'm going to call it that and get on with something. I have to tweak something down here first. This is a little bit too level for me. This. I don't like this. That might be enough. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. On all of that note, I shall say adieu.